Welcome to Talking Technology with NCBI Labs, where we believe that technology is the single greatest enabler for people with sight loss and all disabilities. If you are interested in the latest technology news, products, and innovations, then you've come to the right place.
Mairead O'Mahony is a Braille user, and she's part of our Meet the Team segment that we run every so often here on the podcast. So Mairead, you're very welcome along to Talking Technology today. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Hope you can all hear me.
Oh, we can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect, that's okay. Yeah, brilliant. I've just recently started.
Yeah, whereabouts are you based, Mairead, just for our listeners?
Yeah, I'm based in Cork and Kerry, so I'll mainly be working from Tralee, but I will be in Cork as well, probably one day a week, and it'll vary from week to week. So I'll be working in both counties.
Very good, very good. And maybe tell us a little bit about your background and any training that you might have done or life before NCBI.
Yeah, no problem. I suppose the last job I had, most recent job I had was a job bridge internship. So I did that with the Kerry General Hospital. So I was mainly working on the IT help desk there. And I absolutely loved it because I was dealing with computer queries and helping staff to get set up with equipment and all that kind of thing. Part of my job also involved tutoring people, the HC staff, in office applications. So I did a bit of Microsoft Outlook and Excel with them. And I did very practical tasks with them, so I mainly found out what their interests were and what they needed the applications for. So for Outlook, I did things like using the calendar and setting the out of office reply, forwarding, sending attachments. So everyday tasks that they'd need. Yes. And as I also do support tutor work with MTU in Tralee. So there's 2 visually impaired students there at the moment. And they're both doing very different courses and have very different skills and abilities. So I trained them in on using the college systems, such as the library, Blackboard. They've now moved to Canvas. So I trained them in on using all those applications. Sometimes it involves training them how to use Office applications as well, because they mightn't be very experienced in using file management. So creating folders, all that kind of area I do with them. So as needs arise, then I kind of work with them on what they need. It's not on a very regular basis, but I do it whenever it's required.
Excellent, excellent. That sounds quite varied, and I suppose it is something different crops up every time. So it's interesting to keep yourself up to date with what problems can arise as well.
It's very different, yeah. It's great.
Yeah,
and there's definitely plenty of variety in it anyway. No 2 days are the same.
That's great. So it is. And look, I know you've only recently started with us here in NCBI. But I suppose I know you're going to be in Cork and Kerry. So can you tell us a little bit more maybe about what your role is going to involve?
Yes, so I'll mainly be meeting with service users and service staff as well from time to time, and I'll be assessing service users for maybe what equipment they might need or what supports they need using different software applications, and then developing training plans to show them how to best use the equipment. And, if somebody needed support in using Microsoft Word, I develop a lesson plan to show them how to, get started from whatever level they're at. So if it's a beginner, it might be starting with just opening Word documents, saving them, locating the documents, so I'd go all the way up to mail merge or whatever they needed for it, find out what their use for the application would be and work with them on that. So to be very individual, really.
Yeah, very tailor-made. So that's quite good. Okay, so I know
I guess I'll also do a bit of work on the help desk as well. So because I'd have some experience in that as well. So that would be, to be great to blend everything together.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So we'll have a new voice on the help desk for those of you who are listening in who occasionally give us a call on the help desk. So look out for Mairead there. Also, look, I understand you're a Braille user. So what age did you start learning Braille, and how important is Braille to you?
I absolutely love Braille. I started learning it, I'd say, initially when I was about 5. I went to mainstream school for a couple of years first. But my real memories from learning Braille really were when I started in Dublin when I was about 7.
Yeah.
So for me now, I'm a very fluent Braille reader. I use contracted Braille, which would be grade 2 Braille.
Yeah.
Any chance for me to use Braille, I make the most of it. If I can get books in Braille, I'll get them. Even when I was in college or in school, in fairness, Arbor Hill, when I was in secondary school, used to Braille my books as well. So that was great. Yeah, so I use Braille wherever possible. I also use a Focus 14. And I'd mainly connect that to my laptop when I'm reading material from the internet, or if I have any materials downloaded, because I just find it much easier to physically take in material when I'm physically reading it rather than listening to JAWS. I just find it much easier. I also, obviously my Focus has replaced the Perkins Braille machine now, which is great, because for me, in order for me to learn anything, I was always constantly manually brailing everything. Whereas now I don't need to do that anymore. So that's great. And I also use a Dymo gun for labeling things. So like if I had CDs to be labeled, or if I was labeling shelves, whatever magazines are on a shelf, I'd label the shelves so I'd know what magazines are on that shelf. Label doors so that I know where I'm going in new buildings and that kind of thing. So yeah, I do take the opportunity to use Braille wherever possible.
Brilliant. And when it comes to inputting, then you input in Braille where possible as well?
I do when I'm making notes for myself when I'm out and about. I would use the Focus 14 for making notes. So I connect it to my phone and then I make the notes. And then I can connect it up to my computer after and save them and read them as well from the Braille display.
Excellent. Is there anything else then kind of interesting that you have the Focus 14, or is there any other devices along with that you use?
I don't currently have any other Braille devices at the moment. They would be my main ones. But there's always new displays coming out in the market, so I'd be looking forward to testing out some new ones as well. I know HumanWare do a lot of different ones as well. So you just experience testing them out and see the difference in them all. But the Focus is the one that I would have the most experience with at the moment.
Okay, so and you're connecting that to your laptop and your phone. Is there anything else you connect it up to?
They would mainly be the device I connected up to right at the moment.
Excellent. Mairead, look, it's been lovely speaking to you there about Braille and all the things that you do as well in the technical support arena. And I suppose on behalf of all the team here, a very big welcome to NCBI, and we look forward to working alongside with you, and to all the people in Cork and Kerry. Definitely will be delighted to have you there, helping them and support them as well.
Thanks for listening to this NCBI Labs Talking Technology clip. For more just like this one, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. There you can also find loads of full podcast episodes. They're also available on your podcast app of choice or in the NCBI Smart Hub.